Welcome to Talking Points. I'm Amanda Balionis. Last month marked the 30th anniversary of the 3 Mile Island partial meltdown in Unit 2. Although nobody was seriously injured, there was enough radiation released to cause over 650,000 people to evacuate their homes. Now, since the 1979 partial meltdown, there haven't been any plants built, but recently, public officials have been pushing for more construction of power plants. So, our question of the week to you is, how do you feel about nuclear power?
If it is a greener alternative, I feel that we have enough folks that are heavily involved with the research behind it and are making sure that we're all safe with it at this point in time. So I'm okay with that.
I believe that the nuclear technology for power plants is safe. I think they've made a lot of advancements in terms of the safety since 3 Mile Island, but I am concerned with the radioactive waste and proper disposal of it. I think there's other greener alternatives that we should explore before expanding nuclear power plants.
Because nothing really happened then. It was a scare, but I think it's a good possibility for the future.
I think the nuclear power is greener than some alternatives that we have, but it's definitely not a green source of power. And to say it is, I think, is what we sort of term as greenwash. I think it has advantages maybe over coal in the terms of environmental destruction that you can see, for example, in Appalachia with the removal, mountaintop mining for the coal industry. But nuclear power has its own issues. What do you do with the waste? I've lived, within 10 miles of a power plant in Liverpool, and I know that if we had a situation like Chernobyl, it would be devastating.
I went to Wildwood. So it was like we're all going to meet in Virginia if anything actually did happen. But it never did, but it's still kind of scary. The worst nuclear accident in history of the United States, it's kind of scary. I'd rather they looked into alternative energy like wind power and that kind of stuff.
I don't really have a strong opinion either way. My only concern would really be the nuclear waste runoff that would go into the water stream and possibly affect the agricultural industry around here because it's very large and that could be devastating to the community. I don't really remember the meltdown as far as when TMI had its big nuclear meltdown because it was 30 years ago and I'm only 22, so that, but there's definitely an older community here that I think would have a strong issue with an expansion.
Well, what I remember is being a child and having a babysitter come over and that she was very concerned that we had not created evacuation bags. And so that night she had my sister and I pack up a little bag that would have all the necessities and things that we might need if we needed to flee really quickly.
It makes me nervous because I was here as a child when the TMI was possibly melting down, or my understanding of it at that time was pretty dim, but I remember it being pretty scary coming home from school and my mom saying, don't go outside, and we went to church with our suitcases in the back of the car and having to be told that we may never be able to come home because everything would be radioactive and stay that way for thousands of years.